Hello and welcome to the first episode of Hi Kush. Today we have with us someone who was a part of the National Defense Academy, is 23 years old, is working 3 jobs, and is still managing college with me. I hope that his story gives you some sort of inspiration, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy this podcast. In conversation with Vicky Singh. Hey Vicky, what's up?
I'm good. Tell me about you. How are you
I'm
doing?
great, Vicky. Thank you for joining me today. I am honored to have you here, and I'm sure the people listening to this podcast today are going to be very inspired listening to your story. And just thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Like the other day, you called me and it like out of nowhere, and to being in the show right now. Thank you. Just thank you for having me. Yeah.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Uh, so for those of y'all who don't know, Vicky is my friend from college. Uh, he and I were supposed to be roommates, but because of COVID, it could not happen. And but I did speak to him before, and his story really inspired me. It it just showed me how how privileged I am, how much I have in life, and there's so much to be happy for. And despite the setbacks that Vicky had in his life, he's here with us today. He's happy and one of the jolliest people I've met. And yeah, so Vicky,
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you the first question. Why the NDA? Oh, for those of y'all
Okay.
who don't know, the NDA is the National Defense Academy, and Vicky was a part of it uh, for 3 years. So,
Uh yeah. So for me, India was never planned, and I used like in my 11th and 12th, I was a PCM student, and IIT was a way to go for me, and that I was preparing for, and somehow in the month of January, my father came to me and he told me that there's this thing called NDA and you should fill out the form. And I did not. And the last day of like the last day, the deadline of the filling of the form, he came to me that have you filled the form? And I told him that I don't even know about NDA. So yeah, like he yelled at me and told me that why didn't you like talk to me like you had like 30 days to fill out the form or something.
before this,
So
did
I
you did you even like plan on joining the military? Because
no, it never occurred to me, to be honest. Yeah, my grandfather was a freedom fighter back in the day, and he was someone who was a revolutionary in a way that he was a veterinary doctor, and he uh, he had these protests going on for the veterinary doctors for the pension of the vet. So all these things were in the background that these things used to motivate me, but joining the army never occurred to me, to be honest. And
so you wanted to take the basic, the Indian
yeah,
engineering route, like IIT जाएंगे,
yeah,
life sort करेंगे.
yeah.
Perfect.
So yeah, and to be honest, life was happening bits and pieces to me. It nothing was ever planned. In my schooling, I used to play badminton, and how I got to play badminton was someone who joined the school for the first time. I became friends with, and he introduced me to badminton, and that's how somehow I landed up playing district. So it happened bits and pieces to me, all these things, and they happened to me because of my father. He just came to me and he just told me that see this is NDA, and he didn't even like told me the full form of it, and he said you just have to fill out the form. And
Right.
though I was late, but eventually I did fill out the form, and yeah, that's how it started. And
But did you, while filling out the form, did you ever have that in mind that okay, I'm gonna go to the NDA?
Bro, so like during your 12th, you have to fill out all these forms. So it was just another form for me. And yeah, so I didn't even do my research back then. Back in January, I just filled out the form because of the fear of my father. So I just
Right.
filled out the form. Being a 12th class student, I just filled out the form because of my father. And then after that, I gave my JEE mains and all these
Oh,
exams, all
so
these entrance.
you were preparing for the JEE, like you were
Yeah,
going to go that route. The NDA was never
yeah.
in your mind. Like this
Never,
was
never,
just one
never.
form. Okay, got it.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. So it was a 100 rupee form back then, and I thought to myself that okay, I can do this. I mean, I'm not. Uh, I don't think I'm losing my money. So and to be honest, till my JEE mains exam, I didn't know what NDA was. I had filled out the form in the month of January, and till the month of April, I didn't know. And after my JEE mains exam, it was not that great, so I was kind of devastated. So I thought that
Right.
okay, I have my NDA returns exam on 17th of April, so I think I should at least do something about it. So yeah,
What
so
was the
I like
exam like? What was the exam like? Like, it was what was in the exam? Like they asked you math
so
questions
basically, I didn't knew till 15th of April. I didn't know what NDA was, and
2 days
I
before.
just downloaded. Yeah.
2 days before the
So
exam, you didn't know what was in the
yeah,
exam.
yeah.
Okay.
That true story, bro.
Interesting.
So I mean, I just like what you do for any entrance exam, you just download the previous papers. That's what I did to just to know the type of questions which are coming in. And there I saw that all these GK questions, and it was a red alert for me because, to be honest, I don't know GK at all.
General knowledge
Back then,
questions. Like, can you give me
yeah,
one example?
uh, back then I didn't know what the full form of GST, and it was a hot topic back then in 2016.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
But
uh,
I've heard that they ask the randomest of questions, like
yeah.
who is the Secretary General of this state, or like, I mean, how are you supposed to remember all of that? Like, do people take some kind of training to for the exam, like for the JEE? I know hundreds of people,
I mean,
thousands of people who go to coaching classes, but for the NDA, do you have to take any sort of like coaching classes?
so yes, to be honest, for the returns, I should have taken some kind of coaching classes, and people do take that, but I didn't even knew what the exam was. So
Right,
coaching classes would have come next, right? So I didn't took any classes, and it was just okay. What I know, I'll just go there and write.
right,
And I had just seen the format on of the paper one day back on 16th April, and I was like, okay, I know maths. That's my
right,
forte, and English is okay. I can do that. and and there was like basic science and like basic science were there, like physics, chemistry questions. So I thought that I can do that too. So I thought, okay, I've solved one paper, I'm good to go. My
Arey.
confidence was like that.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So yeah, the next day I went there, and I just people were there who were studying. They had all these books of past 10 years, 15 years. They had all these notes, and I was thinking to myself, okay, what have I done? Have I like should I even be here, or like I don't know to
Did you
myself.
feel
And
like running away for a minute? Did you feel like, okay, I have to run away from this place? I can't do this.
I mean, I was kind of shocked that what's happening, because I didn't even knew the format. So there were
Right,
like papers which I had to write. So first is the maths paper, there a different section, and the next is like all these sections of science and GK. I
right.
didn't knew that there are two papers. I thought that they are like there's like a one paper or something. So uh, and then I called my father after the first paper that I have to like hold back because there's another exam I have to give. And yeah, that was kind of a revelation to me while going through all these things. So yeah, I mean the fun part of
मतलब
it was it.
दे दिया तो मतलब हो गया तो हो गया नहीं
हाँ,
तो ठीक है.
हो गया.
It's okay.
I mean, bro, हो गया was not even the scene. It was like I just want to get it done with because I filled out the form. So I just went there and I said, okay, it's a fun experience. I think it would be something that yet another exam for an IIT aspirant. So I thought, okay, I can
अच्छा,
do
was
this.
it MCQs?
Yeah, it was MCQs
तो
totally.
जैसे
Yeah,
जीके का, if you didn't know any GK question, did you make like patterns कि guess कर दिया like?
bro. There are
Because
two things
I
for.
remember मैंने भी I have given one exam like this, and उसमें मेरे को कुछ नहीं आता था. and I literally drew a pattern of a snake. Okay, like
Yeah.
A B C D D C B A. बस ऐसे देख के आया मैं पूरा पेपर.
I
And I got
mean,
60 percentile. I'm not gonna 60
oh,
percentile.
that's great. I mean, yeah, for engineering students, it's like you have to mark C, and C is your go-to guy. So,
Okay,
but
really?
but I was after giving my J and all, and after giving so many marks, I knew that guessing don't work when there is negative marking. I
Right.
mean, there were negative marking for the GK questions. I was like, I mean, I'm okay with scoring a zero here and scoring some marks there rather than getting negative marks, which
Oh,
depletes all these
right.
marks I have gotten from all these sections. So I
Acha.
thought GK I will not touch at all. I just left all those 40 questions. It was a lot of questions out there, and I had loosened out a lot of marks, but I thought I'm okay with it.
Chalo.
So
But I'm glad you passed the test.
yeah, I mean, I did. So I mean, in the month of June or something, I got the results back, and my father, yet again, my father took out the printout, and in his office there's like dot matrix printer. So it's not so got this like printout, and it was like my name was there, and he was so happy, and I was like, why are you so happy? And he said, you cleared an NDA written exam. And for 2 seconds I was like,
How?
what was that exam?
How?
Yeah. So no,
Oh, you
I didn't
forgot
even
about the
remember.
exam.
Yeah. So so there were so many exams I had given, like all these JEE mains and all these state engineering. So there were
Right.
so many exams. Like, okay, tell me again, which exam?
You couldn't believe it. You couldn't believe
Yeah.
yourself. Please. Oh my
And
god.
the next second he told me that I've already gotten you enrolled to a interview, SSB interview coaching center. And I was like, okay, what's
What is
that?
SSB? SSB is
So it's a staff selection board. Basically it's a board like you have this. So for
it's
NDA,
round two of your
I,
application.
yeah, it's
Right.
basically an interview.
Right. Okay.
So I mean, yeah, I didn't even knew what's ahead. I didn't even thought of it that okay, if I clear the written exams, what's next? And my father already knew what's the next step, and he already got me enrolled to this coaching center. And he said, I've already paid the whole amount in advance, and you have to go from this state. And I was like, okay, listening, but I couldn't
Right.
process it because everything was happening in so much. So yeah, I mean, that was kind of a revelation again from my dad that
Right.
uh,
It must be like really shocking for you because you literally went in solving just one paper.
yeah.
I need your confidence, dude.
Yeah, I mean, like right from the start, maths was my go-to guy. i
Right.
i knew that okay, I can do maths. uh,
मैथ्स
I
आ गया
thought that I
बाकी
can
देख
do.
लेंगे ऐसा ही है
हाँ.
बस तो
एंड
लाइक
साइंस एंड इंग्लिश यार आती है, मतलब कॉन्वेंट माँ बाप ने भेज दिया था गलती से. सो आई न्यू अ बिट. सो
राइट
आई बेसिक लेवल आई न्यू. सो आई थॉट आई कुड मैनेज.
राइट
So yeah, I mean, the best thing about it was I didn't had any pressure at all.
राइट
So when you go to all these entrance exams, you prepare for, like for my JEE mains exam or for my JEE advanced exam, I had a lot of pressure. But for my
you
NDA exam,
prepared for
I
the
didn't.
exam for 2 years and this
Yeah,
preparation
right.
was like 5-10 minutes maximum.
I mean, I don't know, but it's the key to like just cool off for any of your exams. I mean,
Right.
yes, of course, I didn't prepare for it. I'm not saying don't prepare for exam, but my mentality, my psychology while writing the exam was like,
Even your confidence in your skills, like
yeah,
for example, you knew that maths was your forte
yeah,
and you knew
right.
you were going to do well in that. So if
So
you
yeah,
do
I
well
mean,
in one part of the paper, it increases your chances of getting in, clearing the exam.
of course, yeah.
Right.
I mean, yeah, a bit of planning you have to do, otherwise it's just marking C, C, C. It's not going to take you anywhere. So
So
yeah, I mean, at least I had paid 100 rupee for the firm. I don't didn't wanted to get negative marks. So
right.
yeah,
So what was next? Your
so
coaching center.
yeah, right. So
Wait,
coaching.
you were giving JE advanced after this, right? Or
Yeah. So what happened was, while in the process, I didn't even like, I was not sure. I mean, to be honest, I didn't even thought of clearing NDA written exam and all. It was just another exam for me. So my
right.
real thing was to get into an engineering college.
Right.
So I gave a state engineering test, entrance test, and it was for Indraprasth University. I got a decent rank in that, in like triple digits, and out of lakhs of students. So it was a decent rank for me. Finally, I've got it, something like that.
Right.
So after all these entrance exams and all, so I got enrolled to this college called
Engineering
Maharaja
college.
Surajmal back
Right.
in 16, and I was in the CSE branch, so computer science engineering. I thought that I
Computer
should do.
science. Damn.
Bro, I was not at all good in
The
coding and
obsession,
stuff.
the obsession of Indian parents with computer
Yeah,
science is
yeah,
insane. They
yeah.
just want, they just want, oh, like Indian parents have, I think they have like a very like sexual connection with their with computer science. I'm kidding. I'm sorry.
I mean, yeah, they do get some orgasm out of it, so I really
Oh,
don't know.
I'm sure about that.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I mean, CSC was my go-to guy when thinking of doing a BTech.
Right.
So I got enrolled to this college, and I started with it, and therein my results from the NDA written came, and I was supposed to go to this interviewing like coaching center. First day in the coaching center, my father came with me. So I like, oh, map, like your parents come with you for the first day of your school, just like that. My father came with me, and he was like, "This is my kid, and he's going to be, like, training over here or something."
But he
So
must be like really proud, like
yeah,
he really wanted you to go to the NDA more than you even
yes,
wanted to.
yes.
And just like just knowing that he is one step closer to achieving that must be a really proud moment for him, right?
I mean, to be honest, till now, I think it was because of my dad what I did. Reason
Right.
being, I was just uh, what do you say? I was just uh, like, it was his journey. It was meant to be his journey. I was just treading along his path. He
Right.
wanted all these things for me, and
Right.
I was just treading along all this path. He was guiding me through all my journey,
Right.
and I was blessed to have a father who was thinking so much for me, who was like so much involved, and not in a bad way that he was like kind of pressuring me or something, but he was just so much involved that, okay, you can do this, you can do
Right.
that. So that was really nice to have.
Hmm. So
So
after like your coaching center, you were
yeah,
talking about that.
so my first day of my coach, like my father went off, and I was supposed to attend this class from Major Kulsi. He's a retired major, and he came for the orientation, and I was like, you have to, so if you want to be a bright student, you have to sit in the front of the row. That's the norm. So I
Right.
did that, but I don't know how I ended up towards the end of the day, I ended up in the back. So
Backbencher, basic.
yeah,
Lovely.
so I was among the backbenchers,
Being
and
a
my
backbencher is a different experience after like it's all
of
together.
course,
I'm
yeah,
happy that I was at least a backbencher for a while in
yeah,
school. Not all the time, but yeah. Like सारी मस्ती वहीं होती है.
of course, yeah. I mean, true. I mean, you study a lot. I mean, in my 11th or 12th, I was a backbencher. I was studying for IIT and my IIT and all those. I didn't even saw what is being taught in my classroom.
Right.
So I mean, that's a different experience. You are studying on your own, you are having fun on your own. So backbenchers have a different kind of life. So yeah, I do agree to that. So
But like, could you pay attention in class about what was happening and like
I
because there
told
was
you
no
that,
pressure, there was no pressure for you to join the NDA from your side, like you said, like
yeah,
your dad wasn't pressurizing you, but he really wanted it for
yeah,
you.
yeah.
So the only
I
pressure
mean,
must be the fees that was paid.
I'll be honest. I'm not from a well-to-do family. My father earned like around 25,000 something back then, and to pay like coaching, it costed sorry, am I audible?
Yeah, so you cut off for a bit.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Just
So yeah, I mean, yeah, so I mean, like 14,000 was a lot of money, and it was in the back of my mind. I do wanted to give it a chance. So I tried my best, but I don't know how I ended up to in the back. And uh, yeah, and like days passed. Like first day I attended, like I learned a bit. Okay, this is NDA. Then actually, the first time I knew actually about the NDA and all this stuff was my
in the
first
class?
day of, yeah. So I've already given my written exams and everything, and the first time I got to know about all these things was my, yeah,
Really?
at least the basic stuff, like this is NDA, this is what you are going for, this is like you will be an army cadet, then you will go on to join one of the three services like the Air Force, Army, or the Navy. I
You
didn't
didn't
know
know that
anything of
before.
it.
You didn't know that
Nothing,
before.
bro, nothing,
Nothing.
nothing, nothing.
Dude,
So
that's insane.
yeah, yeah, and so yeah, and I made all these friends, like four or five friends, and from after 2 days I started cutting class. So we used to hang out a lot. We used to go to Rajouri Garden in Delhi, and we used to go all these clubs and stuff. I mean, I we hanged a lot, and I didn't go to. So there were like 2 or 3 days I went for the 14th day of my classes,
What?
and
Dude.
yeah. So, but to be honest, those 3 days were, I had figured out which all classes should I go for. So like there are three things you have to prepare for to crack the SSB interview. It's the psychology test, it's the GTO, and it's the interview. I knew from the start that I don't need to prepare myself for the interview because I am who I am, and
Right.
I thought to myself that, and that's like that has been like since from the start and till now, that I'll not prepare for any interview as such, and I didn't. So that all those classes, all those days where all these interview classes were going on, I didn't go.
Right.
All those now the psychology test, I
One
thought
second.
that,
You had to
yeah,
prepare for the. You had to learn answers for the interview.
yeah, no, not the answers. Basically, how do you talk with the interviewing
Right.
officer?
But like,
So
did you know what kind of questions would come in the interview? Like, since your teacher was kind of experienced, did you
yeah,
know what questions would come?
I mean, there are like basic questions which are 100% they are going to ask. But
Right.
as I didn't go for the classes, I knew that at least I should do this. I didn't go. I mean, I thought, okay, they are going to ask me, then again, I'll have to answer on my own, isn't it? So
Right.
I thought, okay, I'll do this.
यार इंटरव्यूज तो
I
हो
don't
जाता
have
है
to.
मैनेज अपने में
Ah,
पर्सनालिटी
I mean,
बहुत है
like,
पर्सनालिटी बहुत है इंटरव्यू तो हो जाएगा
I mean,
चलो
I was not confident. I was not confident. I'm like not smug and all. Like I'll crack this or something. I was just like, why do you need to prepare for an interview?
राइट ऑब्वियसली
That's what I thought. That why do you actually need to work if you have all these qualities? So you have like 15 officer like qualities, OLQs, which you need to show. It's either there or it isn't. I
राइट
mean, that was my basic thinking, and
बाय OLQ
yeah.
you
So I
mean officer like qualities that
yeah, yeah, yeah,
every recruit in the NDA needs to have.
yeah, yeah. I mean, at least they should have. Basis this, they get recommended to join the
Okay,
NDA.
got it.
So, and these 15 OLQs I had learned in my first day, that you have to get all these 15 OLQs. And I thought to myself,
चलो
okay, I
हो
don't
गया
know
मतलब
even
if
what
you
is
know all
OLQ.
these 15 qualities मतलब कुछ तो आइडिया है कि हाँ you have some idea that you're going to do this.
Right, right, right,
Perfect.
right. I was like, okay, I know a basic thing. Where am I going? It was not like the written exams
Hmm.
that, oh shit, I have two papers or something. It was not like that. So
चलो
yeah, so then then came the interview. So I was preparing for the interview and all these classes, and I had just given my time in the coaching classes for the GTO, because these
by
are
GTO you mean
group task officer. It's basically a task, like all these tasks are there, like there are three, it's divided in three sections. It's the psychology test, it's the group task officers test, and it's the interview test.
okay
Basically the interview.
right
So for the GTO you have all these tasks you have to do, like there's a GD, group discussion, uh, there's a PGT, there's a TGT, there's a HGT, wherein you have to solve all these complex problems,
right
physical complex problems,
but as a group
through your,
as a
yeah, it's
group
basically as a group, and even as an individual.
Okay.
So they check each and everything. How are you going to act in a group? Will
Right.
you be a leader? Will you be able to support your teammates or something? And there's this task called command task, when you have to command your fellow. So all these tasks are divided to measure all your 15 OLQs which I was talking about.
Right. Your
So
officer like qualities.
yeah, right. So yeah, I did that. And so all these GTO at least I had to prepare for, because that was not something I had inbuilt.
Right.
Critical thinking was okay, but all these obstacles and everything I had to learn the
So did you
the
attend the
right way.
classes for the GTO or did you not?
Yeah, for the
GTO,
I was
did
that
you know
far.
you were attending your class for the GTO or did you not know that?
Yes.
You
Yeah,
knew it.
I didn't know that. So
You didn't know that.
no, I did know that. I did.
Okay, you
So
did
I
know.
knew
Right.
that. Yeah. So I didn't know the importance of it, but
Right.
I had figured out that this is not something I'm going to just go there and do that. This
Right.
is not something. Yeah. So I had figured out what's essential from all these coaching classes and what's not. That's
Right.
for me. I'm not saying that it isn't essential for any other aspirant, but that was not something for me that
Hmm.
I had figured out for myself.
Right.
And it was not like my father's money is going to a waste. It was just that me prioritizing, uh like, okay, I'll
What
go
you
to
needed
all.
to know, what you needed
Yeah,
to know more than what you
right.
had to know. Like,
Yeah, right.
got it.
So yeah, then I had all these modules. Then in the GTO or in the interview, the topics are like the group discussions, or basically the lecturate is speaking on a topic. You have to pick out a chit and you have to speak on this topic. So
Right.
it was something like all these topics had current affairs issues, and even your interview would the interview would ask you the questions of current affairs. And you know about my relationship with GK. So
Absolutely zero.
yeah, yeah.
Matlab,
So
weren't you
I had
scared
a
ki,
module.
weren't you
Yeah,
scared that, I'm going to walk into an interview knowing no general knowledge?
I mean, for me it was like, okay.
Like, what were the
uh, i
topics
mean
like? Was it like, give me an example of any kind of topic that you had to.
for the interview did ask me what's GST. I didn't know that. I had like spoke two random sentences that I'm not even sure I spoke out correctly or not, but I said my father told me that property taxes would be lower down because of the GST, and my brother who is who is an aspirant of CA, he told me, like, I was actually speaking this shit in front of the interviewing officer. So yeah, I mean I don't know, bro. So I was at least honest that I knew my limits. That I was sure that I don't know about my general knowledge and stuff.
Right.
So I didn't stretch all these things. For GST, I had like two statements. For the other, I said I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. And it
Right.
was like I was a parrot. He was just asking me questions, and I was like, I don't know, I don't know. And and I do remember one of the questions, like the seven coastal regions of India, and I had uttered like something Mizoram. I had uttered all these seven states wrong. I even included Bihar. Bihar is not a coastal region. For God's sake, what are you saying? And I was confident about it that, dude, like, I'm
आता
correct.
नहीं है पर
And I was like,
कॉन्फिडेंस बहुत है.
confidence. I was a Delhi boy, bro. I was full of confidence that I'll
आप में
just crack
आप
it.
में है दिल्ली का खून. दिल्ली का
Yes,
खून.
yes.
दिल्ली का खून आधा आरसीबी आधा आरबीसी, सॉरी माय बैड, आधा आरबीसी एंड आधा कॉन्फिडेंस.
Right,
ओ
definitely.
शिट, मेरे को कट हो गया, देख कॉन्फिडेंस निकल रहा है. Got
Yeah, so I had all these modules which I had to prepare for, like GK, psychology test, and all this. When my father, from the coaching classes, I never opened it. My father didn't show me anything like preparing for it. And one day he came up to me and said, "Why are you not preparing for SSP interview when it's due like in a week?" I said, "I gave the same reasons which I'm giving you." I mean, who prepares for an interview, bro? And
Your father must
my
have smacked
father,
you. He must have smacked you hard.
he got infuriated and smacked when he told me that this is why I paid those monies. That I mean, I
Tell
don't
me the
even know.
exact words. Tell me the exact words. वो दिल्ली के accent में बताओ मेरे को.
Yeah, it does have like some abusive words. I don't want to speak it out on the on record or something.
चलो ठीक है,
But
no
it,
worries.
yeah. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I got smacked, and but yeah, and the next in the next 10 minutes, I had opened the book for the first time, and and it was GK book. So,
Okay. Yeah.
so it
So
was GK book. I had opened for the like it had all these current affairs and stuff. So I thought to myself while reading the first page, dude, this first page already have like hundreds of things which I like you can be a question for. And I was like,
right.
this is this much, and I mean I there's like million things you can ask in current affairs, and I just closed
Close
my
the book.
book and I said, I'm done.
भाई नहीं
I'm
होएगा.
done.
ये नहीं
Nahi
होएगा
hoega.
हमसे. Perfect.
So yeah, I mean that's how that was my preparation for the SSB.
But
And
something
my father,
totally
yeah,
different
so my
happened when
father
you
told
got
me
there.
that, bro, you are not I can't see you preparing for the interview. He told me that you will not go,
He said, "Don't go for it."
don't go for the
Where
interview.
was the interview? It was
It
not in
was
your
in
city.
Allahabad.
It was in
It was in
Allahabad.
Allahabad.
So you
He
had
said, I thought that you will be like reimbursed for the train ticket. Why? I mean, there's no money. I mean, from your pocket or something will be going out for this. So why don't you just let me go and just like
but
figure like
all of this was happening while you were in college, right?
yeah,
You
yeah,
were studying engineering
yeah.
while all of this was happening.
My engineering attendance was 20%. So I
20.
think you should figure out.
20%.
Yeah, and I told all my teachers that I'm preparing for the SSB, which I clearly wasn't.
For those of you all who don't know, the minimum attendance for any college is 75%.
Yeah,
He was just down by 55%.
and for those of you who don't know, actually I had written like I got the admit letter also for the and like the for the first semester, even with my low attendance. So yeah, I mean that was something that was one of the perks for me clearing the SSB. Like I was like, okay, you see why I was not coming to college. You see my hard work. I've cleared the SSB interview. Please give me my admit card. And so yeah, for at 20%, I was the only student who like appeared for the entrance, basically the first semester exam. So that was there. So
Well,
so yeah, and yeah, so my father told me that you will not go and stuff, and I said okay, I'll not go. And my the other day I went to my mother and said I really want to go, because at the end of the day I am where because of the things I've done. Like at least I've written the like I've given the written exams, I've cleared it and everything, and I own this. Everything I've come up to, it's because of my hard work
yeah,
and something which I've learned in the past, and I don't want to give it a try.
right.
It's okay that if I'm not being serious about it or something, but I don't want to run away from things.
You didn't want to waste all your hard work. Like
Yeah,
even the
yeah.
time that you were given to this was.
So, I
Was there
mean,
any
at
kind
the
of guilt from like did, were you feeling guilty that you didn't prepare enough despite your father paying for the uh,
yeah, so that was there, of course, and that was a motivating factor me to just go for the thing, because, I mean, at least you should go like reach till the finish line. And I was the other one of the videos I've had was that there was this athletic runner. He was running an 800 mile, not eight, I don't remember exact 800 mile course, like meter course or something, and he just broke his ankle or something. But his father came, and he basically helped him to cross the finish line. So I wanted to cross that finish line.
right for
That
your father?
yeah. So like whatever I had done, everything, it was he who guided me. And
Right.
Yes, I had let him down, not preparing for the thing, and there was definitely a lot of guilt. Uh, but I mean, being in class, like just a 12th pass, you are not bothered that much. You are again, you think for like you are in guilt for 2 seconds, and then you are on your own path, like chilling and stuff. So,
Right.
but yeah, some part of me did felt the guilt, and I would do wanted to just go there and just give my best. And there was no pressure because
Right.
my father had already given hope or on
Given
me,
up hope
like
कि
of me and
भाई
stuff.
इसका कुछ होने नहीं वाला है तो फिर जाए भी क्यों ऐसे.
Right, right.
But you still
And
went for it, and I mean,
yeah, I mean, my mother paid for the thing, and I'd asked her not to tell my father. I told
your
them
dad
it's
didn't
a
know
college trip. Yeah, he didn't know.
that you went for the interview,
Yeah,
and the
yeah,
interview was 5 days.
yeah.
5 days.
It was for five. It was supposed to be 5 days, but it was like the first day was screening, so I was sure that I'll come after the first day itself because I wouldn't even be screened in for the preparation I had
मतलब
done.
आपको
So
भी hope नहीं था कि you were not,
yeah,
you didn't have any kind of hope कि okay,
yeah,
I'm not going to.
yeah, bro. So I hopped on the train and I didn't even knew what's going to happen in the first day. And these are the things which are being taught in your coaching institute,
Coaching
but
institute.
I hadn't attended any classes. So I didn't even knew what's the first thing I'm seeing for the first time and all.
Right.
So but I knew that they are like bits and pieces. I knew that okay, this is the test, and all these tests which is going to comprise all the interview, basically 5 or 6 days
Right.
of interview. So first day, I mean the screening test, and I mean I made friends, and I told them that bro, I think I had made all these Delhi friends the way, like I told them, bro, I mean you and I will be coming back to Delhi in the first day itself, so let's just celebrate today. So I mean I didn't want to come alone, so at least I'll have friends whom like, of course I'll have to go home, and my father will eventually know or
I
something.
have a very important question to ask you.
Yeah,
So, out of the friends that you made, like when you go for an exam, like you say, "Yaar," even the smartest person in the world says, "कि यार मेरे को तो नहीं आता. I don't know anything. What am I going to do in this
right.
exam?" And then they end up topping the exam.
Yeah.
Out of all of them, was there anyone like this, or was that person you?
I think it was me. I mean, I like here I am thinking about the same thing, and
That you
I
told
think
your
it was
friends that
me.
you're going to fail. You said you're going to
Yeah,
fail, but
yeah,
you
and
actually ended up being like admitted in the
yeah,
NDA.
all of them actually went on the first day itself. They got thrown off after the first day. Like, dude, you have to go. So they didn't clear the first round, and I was the only one who cleared. And they were like, "तू तो हमारे साथ जाने वाला था," and all. Like, what now? They were not at all happy about it.
Okay,
So
a very important note for all the people that are in your college: never, never, never trust Vicky with exams. He's definitely gonna top. He's gonna get an A, no matter what he says. If he says he's gonna fail, he's
uh,
gonna get an A.
I mean, I do have like two of my friends, like two of my close friends, and they say the same thing for me.
Exactly.
And
Don't
yeah,
listen
so
to him.
yeah. But yeah, I think I figure like I had figured out what, at least the basic things for the interview. I
Right.
was not sure that I'll clear or something, but I figured out that for the first, like for the screening test, there was this like picture which we were given. Basically, there was um, lady who was lying on a bed, and there was this person who was standing, and they just told me just cook up a story,
Cook up a story
and yeah, on that,
based on a picture.
yeah, based on a picture. So I I knew that okay. I mean, aren't they serious for the 15 OLQs? Of course, they are going to. When that would be the metric,
So you based your story on the OLQs.
right? Right.
Amazing.
So Yeah, I mean that's what I did, and I was confident about it. I said that this person is it's his mother who is lying, and this person is like has some he has come from this uh, town basically where he's working. He has come to his village and he has taken a 2 day leave, but he have to go back again. But his mother is ill, so he's making sure that everything, he get her checked up and everything. He's getting nurse for him and everything. So I had cooked up a story that which kind of summarizes one of the few OLQs which is required or something.
So
So
basically, the person, the man, does
yeah,
not forget his duties towards his
yeah,
nation, but at the same
right,
time does not forget his duties towards the
yeah,
nation. Perfect. That's the most people pleasing story you can cook up.
yeah. Of
Oh,
course. I mean, so I had all these modules which I had to prepare for, but it was just at that moment I could come up with that story. It was not at
right,
all prepared, but I kind of figured my way out, and I mean, that was a winner story because I had, I got screened in, so I'm
right,
sure about it that it was a winner story. So, and next came the psychology test. So for the psychology test, I mean, whoever is preparing for the ND or something, I mean, I'm not sure if you're like preparing for the, like going to all these coaching institutes or not, but be consistent of the personality you are portraying. So you have all got this, all these MCQs, and you have got all these scenarios that if you are stuck in this situation, what
what's
you are going to do,
right,
and you have all these options.
and
In first scenario you say that you will be a hard ass and you'll do this, and the other scenario you will come off as you'll be a softie. Then you are differing from your personality. You
right.
have to be consistent with your personality.
Basically, it's a test about like it's going to you have to put yourself in that situation, and you have to,
I mean,
based
to
on
be
that, if you're
honest,
good or not.
they just want to know about you
Exactly.
through the psychology.
Basically, it's highlighting your personality.
Yeah, yeah,
Is that
as
fair
a
to say?
whole. Yeah. So I mean, in these coaching centers they tell you about that these are the things you have to prepare if you get all these questions.
Right.
I did not faked it. I knew my basics. Okay, if I'm being consistent, if I'm saying that yes I'll be a softie, then I have to maintain that softness in all those scenarios. I can't deter from my personality,
Were
because
you
then it's being two faced or something.
right?
That
But were
in
you a
one
softie?
scenario, I mean, yeah, in some of the scenarios I am in
Okay.
I mean, yeah. So I mean, the psychology test I was not sure, and I just gave the whole test, and uh, uh, I mean, I had like 5 days now. I was getting free food. I was having gala time with. I had made friends, and we used to play TT the whole day. There were like 80-90% of people who were just studying through a book, and they were just discussing and all that. Okay, what's the interviewing officer is asking and all. I was just playing my TT because yeah, I mean, I was just playing my TT, so I had a fun time. I used to go to canteens and I made a lot of friends, and because I knew
जूस
any
पीवानू
amount of
टीटी खेलवानू मजा नहीं लाइफ.
true. So yeah, so I mean, I had prepared. I didn't prepare for the interview thing. Like the next day, I knew that my interview is going to come, and there were people who were discussing and who were like literally reading at 3 a.m. in the morning.
The
And
GK part.
yeah, everything, bro. I mean, even like what's the interview? So all these people are coming from the coaching institutes, and they have all these modules which you have to study from,
Right.
prepare for the interviews and stuff. So they had all these modules. They have all these kunjis and stuff. Uh, so
अपना
yeah,
क्या
I
है?
mean,
You just walked inside the interview and
yeah. I
you were
so
yourself.
so I mean, there's this thing called you don't shake your hand first with the interviewer. It's the other person who does that.
Oh,
He
you
will
didn't know
just.
that.
I didn't know that. I was like, sir, sir, hello, sir. So not in a dumb way. I mean, of course, not literally salute hello sir, but yeah, I mean, I was the first one who was like, so yeah, I didn't know the basics of it. And
Right.
the funny story is, my father had told me that before he told me that not to go for the interview, he told me that you will have to shave your head, not literally shave your head, but it should be one number.
Acha,
So from the trimmer,
you
so
got a
it was
bust.
like this much. Like my hair was this much, and I was like, and because I was not going, like I was not supposed to go for the interview and everything. I didn't do the shopping, and my father told me that you are supposed to go in formals and such. So my brother in his freshers had bought a shirt and pant and everything. I wore that, and it was like the literally. I
The
mean,
shirt was
it was like
hanging.
this big. Yeah, it was coming out of like, and it was so big, and I was like just I was looking funny, to be honest, and with
Really?
all those shaved head and everything, and I was
Shaved
like,
head.
sir, it was a jolly moment for that like interviewing officer, I would say.
Right.
So yeah, I sat down and he asked me. So there are like 15 questions they are supposed to ask, and it's same for all the interviews. And
Right.
these coaching institutes prepare you for that. But I didn't go to the coaching institute, so
So you didn't know the questions.
I yeah, and like it like in one go the interviewer will tell you like ask you what's your name, what's your this. I literally made him repeat for 7 to 8 times. Sir, what? Sir, what? Sir, what? And sir, please can you repeat? Please can you repeat? And yeah, I mean,
Did he repeat?
yeah, he did.
What
He
was the
was. I
expression
mean,
on his face?
he was quite like he was kind of a jolly person. I mean, he was a gentleman, of course. He knew how to handle. Like he had handled like more than 100,000 candidates, so he had seen a lot. He knew what kind of candidate I am, and he knew that this person has not even prepared for that thing. He knew right from the start.
अच्छा
I mean,
मतलब
he had
अब
asked me,
पापा को भी होप नहीं था, खुद को भी होप नहीं था और इंटरव्यू को भी होप नहीं था. लाइफ
yeah,
शॉट.
that
इससे ज्यादा क्या चाहिए लाइफ में आपको?
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I really don't know how, like, all the questions he asked and everything. I mean, I was answering with total honesty. Like, asked me, why do you want to join the Indian Air Force? I went for the Air Force. So I wanted to go to the Air Force. So he asked me that, why do you want to join the Indian Air Force? I told them that one day, like in my childhood, there was this person whom I used to play cricket with. He just vanished out of thin air or something. He didn't. I couldn't see him for years, and after like 8 to 10 years, he came and he had this whole uniform, olive green.
Right.
And I asked him, what's this? I didn't know back then. And I asked him, what's this? Where did you went and all? He told me that now I'm a major in the Indian Army. And the kind of personality he had, the kind of change I saw in him, it had an impact on me.
Right.
I mean,
So
of course, it was not something which motivated me enough to take the initiative to join the Indian Army for myself, but it was somewhere in the
in
back
the
of the
back of your
mind.
head, like all of this must
Yeah,
have come up when you were giving the
yeah,
exams and the
yeah.
interviews. Right.
So, I mean, the SSP, finally, I had the environment. It was like peer to peer learning. Okay, acha, this is what happens. Okay, this is NDA, and okay, this is what I'm going to do. So, all these peer learnings motivated me enough. I had all the respect from right from the start, but I was not aware for the thing. So, if you're not aware, then I mean, the motivation doesn't sets in. So I was quite aware then, and I was like, I told my interviewing officer that, see, this is the reason. I was kind of honest, and I don't know if he saw. So one of the traits is like you have to be honest,
You have to be
and I
honest.
was honest. Yeah, and he asked me that one of the things that, like, one of the things you regret, and I told him that one of the things I regret is breaking the my glass table and telling that the cat did it to my parents.
Oh,
I was like dead straight to his face that this is
Mm.
what I did, and then I told him that, of course, later that night I went to my parents and I told them that uh, this was me, not the cat.
Right.
The cat is just please, I mean, feed her the milk and stuff. That she is not the culprit, but
You were the
that's me.
culprit. You told your parents
Yeah,
that you did it.
yeah. I mean that I did, but to come off as honest you can to the interviewing officer. Of course, you can cook up stories and everything, but in my opinion, for the interview, if you are just honest, I mean, that person, I'm thinking, would of course be having uh, at least a kid of my age, uh, at least a
Right.
kid of my age, and
So he knows when you're lying. Like,
he knows,
exactly.
and he would know that it's okay to do mistakes in life.
Right.
But if you kind of accept that, that what makes who you are, that what
Right.
says who you are. So I was like dead honest. Whatever questions he asked me, I was dead honest with that. All the questions, there was nothing. So I mean, that's how my thinking comes. There's nothing wrong and there's nothing right apart from all the factual questions being asked in the interview. You can tell, it's your journey.
Mm.
It's your
Right.
journey and you can tell it whatever way you want. And if the other person likes it, then it's okay. If it doesn't, then I mean, yeah,
It's not your
move
fault.
ahead. And I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
of course, take
according,
your learnings from it. But
right. So according to you, was your interview good?
I mean, at the end of the interview, I was like laughing so much. I had a pretty chill, like he was like, bro, milte hain kabhi aur.
Really?
So
He
not,
was
I
like,
didn't say it. It was like
yeah, but
the feeling was
the
like
feeling
that.
was like
Okay,
that.
see,
Right.
yeah, see you on the other side or something. Like, okay, we had a great time. Yeah. So he was kind of a bro to me. He became kind of a bro to me, the interviewing officer. And
Right.
yeah, I mean, then I was like in the GTO, like group task officers test, and basically we had like all these 7 to 8 tests, and one of the, like, I'll tell you an interesting story. I was in the group discussion, and so again, I didn't go to the coaching institute, so you
So you
don't
didn't know
know
what
that
was
in the
happening.
GD,
Exactly.
you are not supposed to cut people. You give them the chance, and then
To
you get the
talk.
chance to talk
And
for
then you
yourself.
respectfully you wait for them to
Yeah,
finish and respectfully reply to them, or maybe carry on the conversation.
yeah,
But
yeah. So the part is, again, Delhi se hai. So I was speaking and speaking. One of the topic was sports in India. Being a badminton player myself back then, I mean, how could I not talk
talk
about
about
this?
this.
My blood boiled, and it was like, why sports in India is not growing or something. I said, it's because of the mentality. That's it. People, I mean, we were like earlier we were talking about the CSC and stuff. It's because like parents these days and everyone, they want a safety net.
Yeah, right.
And I was talking and talking about this, that I gave my example that my father didn't let me go to Hyderabad to
For
in a
badminton.
training academy, yeah, for
Right.
badminton, and just because he wanted me to have that
A
safety net
secure
of BTech
future,
and stuff.
like, yeah, like
Yeah,
a well settled life. That's what
yeah,
every parents want. Like that's something that every parent wants in this country.
yeah,
The thing is, why they I think the reason they do this is because there's like a higher chance you're gonna earn as
right,
an engineer than as a badminton player.
yeah,
Like there must be like maybe more than like 1 lakh, 2 lakh badminton players, out of which only 3 or 4 get selected
yeah.
every year to represent the nation. So
I mean,
I
yeah,
feel
it's a
like
big country. I
it's
mean,
a
it's
big
a big
country.
country, of course, and people, I mean, parents actually don't want to take a risk, because in the end you are like a 30-year-old still playing in a cricket academy and you don't
Yeah,
have anything.
exactly.
So they don't want that.
Right.
But then again, what I thought was, it's us. Of course, there should be guidance, but the end choice should be given.
Right.
What do you want to make out of your life? So that's what I thought, that okay, I mean, you have, the thinking should change, that it's not the end of the world, end of the career for you if you choose something in the sports.
I mean, you're 23 right now, and you're in your first
Yeah,
year of college. I
yeah.
mean, I barely know anyone who's doing that, and I mean, you're just an example of anything can happen. Like
Of course,
literally,
of course, of course. I
you
mean,
have so many. You're gonna make
Colonel
so many.
Sanders started when he was 65, so
Right.
that's a pretty
You're gonna
big
get a lot of
motivation.
opportunities in life, and sometimes it's just about taking that risk, isn't it?
Right. Of course, of course.
Right.
I mean, for me, whatever happens, it's not about it's not about actually what you get at the end of it,
Right.
because your aspirations, uh, your end goal or something, it's going to change from time to time,
Right.
with the people you are with the competition you are seeing, with the environment you have, everything, because all these factors comes in, and your goals, your and everything changes.
Changes. Right.
But the journey you tread along, it's not going to change.
Right.
So you become each and everything you lose out on, or each and everything you move from, makes you the person you are, I
Right.
mean, in the present. So that's what made me, I mean, whatever I could talk about in the NDA interview, it was because I had played badminton. I could
You had you
tell
had
him
gone
that
through those
I had.
experiences.
Of course, of course. I mean, I could clear my maths exam, in the NDA written, because I had prepared for the IITs.
IIT. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, people take coachings and stuff for these written exams. I did not, because I was kind of taking coaching for the other thing, but that prepared me for this thing. So, I mean, yeah, things can change. It's just that you should have hope, and you should just keep moving,
Right.
because you are going to end up. Uh, I'm not saying good or bad, but you are going to end up somewhere.
Right.
That's for sure.
You were talking about your interview, like your group discussion.
Yeah. So the group discussion, and this person, he, I was talking and talking continuously, and this person just pinched me.
What?
Everyone stopped. There was dead silence. What happened? I was like, bro. And when these words came out from
He
my
pinched
mouth,
you.
everyone just stopped. Yeah, he
Pinched you.
got so frustrated that this person, he was just sitting beside me. He was just got so frustrated
Because
and
you were
just
talking so
pinched me.
much.
Yeah, I mean, I was just not letting anyone speak. लाइक अपन ही बोलेगा और कोई नहीं बोलेगा. So
अब तो रुक, अब तो
yeah,
मैं ही बोलूंगा, अब तो रुक, मैं बोलने ही
right.
नहीं दूंगा देखो. गॉट इट.
So, yeah, I mean,
ईगो हर्ट करेगा तो कैसे चलेगा?
yeah, right. So yeah, this person pinched me, and I was like literally doing this, like I am hurt, but I was still speaking. I was still speaking. I didn't stop even after the pinching, and he literally, just want to die or something. Like what is happening to me, like that. So yeah, I was doing what I knew. I was not sure that if it's right or not. I was just doing everything on my own.
Right.
And and in one of the tasks there was this, uh,
Obstacle
basically,
course.
yeah, the obstacle course is there. Basically, you have the whole team. It's not graded or something, but it just shows, basically everything is graded in a way that they are seeing on the metric of
Right.
OLQs and stuff. So I knew that I have to show enthusiasm and stuff. So I was like halla bol and stuff. I was enchanting and everything, and I was showing enthusiasm, because I knew that people would slack off in this particular thing, because they know that this is not graded. But I knew this is the time to shine,
Yeah.
because when people are not watching, is like someone is actually watching or something.
Right.
Because
Exactly.
I mean, you get the sense, right? Because if you know that people are not watching, you'll do shit.
I have realized
And
कि
yeah,
अपने देश
yeah,
में
yeah,
ना, in our country, no one cares about anything unless
yeah.
it's graded
Yes,
to
yes,
some extent.
yes.
I mean, not everyone, but 98% people might think this way.
Rats race, भाई, rats race.
Marks का race
सब
है.
वह सब मार्क्स का रेस है
I
कि
remember I remember what Dr. Viru Shastra Buddhe said in Three Idiots. That life is a
tell
race.
me, tell. Yeah.
Remember, life is a race.
Yeah,
If you don't run
I
fast,
do.
you'll be a broken
I
under.
mean, Rancho is the best example of, I mean, what I'm talking about. Like,
Right.
I mean, he just learned stuff on his own. He just liked it, and he didn't.
He cares about the journey.
Yeah,
He
he
cares about
cares
the
about the
journey,
journey.
not the end result.
Yes,
He didn't get
I
a
mean
degree.
that's
He didn't get a degree for
yeah,
being there.
yeah. I mean, I mean that's the I mean what I think of. I would call life. I mean, yeah, it's about the journey, of course. And for me, it's not about the end goals at all. I mean, yes, you do work for different sets of goals, but that should not be the only thing on your mind.
Right.
And this is what di- differentiates you from being in the rat race and not being in the rat race.
Right. So your GTO got over, your interview was
Yeah,
over, and your test was over.
yeah,
Now you had a fun vacation, 5 days, maza liya.
yeah. So
Fir, what happened next?
I had made all these great friends. I was just chilling with them, and we were just sitting. And so, like, the last thing was conference. Uh, so basically, your conference in or your conference out or something. So uh, basically, there's a whole panel of like your interviewing officer is there. All these people are there, and before this, I'll just tell you a story that I just remember now. That in the cafeteria, I was eating food. Someone just banged my head with a car key. Like, who is this? And I just turned my head, and it was my GTO, and it was my interviewing officer. And they were just casually talking to me like, how is it going for you? And they didn't talk to anyone else. And they were like, his long lost friend or something. Like, कैसा चल रहा है? They actually wanted to ask like, कैसा चल रहा है, क्या है, what all things you did. And
Impressed
we
to
had a
ho
good,
impressed to ho gaye. That means they were impressed by what you were doing.
yes. So I don't know what they saw in me, but at least they knew me.
Yeah. You had
They
an
knew me,
impression on them.
but yeah, they knew me as a person. But because people come with all these filters in all these interviews and stuff, because they don't want to shine and all.
1000 लोग में से
I was
900 तो
just
सेम ही होंगे. I'm sure.
I was just having three burgers in front of me, and I was hogging from this and this and all. And he just came, and I was like, I literally had burger in my mouth, and I was, yo, sorry, yo, sir. So, I mean, to be honest, there are things which can be learned in the academy, which I have learned now, and there are things which is within you,
Mm.
right? So they knew that these are the things he's lacking, and they knew that okay, he can learn these things in the academy. This is the basic things, of course, he's going to learn. But people don't understand that the differentiation that they run for the things like the outer things, right? That if they show that yes, if they show, if they have all these things dressed up properly dressed up, and if they know their basics like GK and stuff and all these things. I mean, of course, these things are good and you should know that. But to be honest, you should be true
To yourself.
to the person you are. Yeah.
Yes.
And that's exactly what they want to know, nothing else. All these things are just a metric of the person you are and would you fit in or not.
Right.
So of course, if you know your GK right, and if you know, that shows that you are aware and stuff, you want to learn and stuff. Of course, this is one of the quality, but again, this is just a metric.
Yeah, but what you have other than all of that is what matters, right? Like your
Yeah,
personality. If you if you're not true to yourself, they know that. They
yeah,
must be interviewing like
yeah,
lakhs
of
and lakhs
course,
of
like,
people every year.
of course. uh,
But they they know they can identify people who are being, you know,
right.
weird, not weird, but like following the same path,
they,
that same coaching class interview.
I mean, if you're interviewing thousands of people,
You
uh,
know.
of course you will know the pattern,
Right.
that this person comes in this
ये
section, this
आंसर
person.
रट क्या है? ये आंसर he has wrote learn this answer. Yes,
Yeah,
every he knows that.
yeah,
And I feel like, obviously it was your personality that led to your selection.
yeah. I mean, yeah, so talking about the selection, finally I was sitting with my friends, and we were in the, like, we were waiting for the results, and I was like, yeah, a little talking like, this person will get selected, iska hoga, iska nahi hoga, and all these stuff. And no one talked about me, and if they did, I would have smacked them on the head like, dude, are you kidding? So even I was sure that
You
I'll
didn't
not
have
get
any
selected.
hope, like you just
Yeah,
went for your vacation, like your 5 day
yeah.
Allahabad vacation.
It was a fun week for me. Yeah, that what I would call, because I had learned a lot of things. I had made good friends. I had uh, actually gotten the taste of the army life for the first time, and the respect was always there, but the awareness came for the first time,
Right.
and I was quite motivated, and I would like, my whole perception changed after that 5 or 6 days. So it was a good decision to just run away from home and come to the interview. So, like, so the officer came, and my chest number was 15. So like, people have different chest number to differentiate that this is chest number 1, this is chest number 2, and stuff. My was 15, and he was calling out all the person who got selected, and there were 6 people who finally got recommended to join the services. And
You
there
were
were
one.
like more than 100-200 people who came for the in the first day, and finally there were like 6 people who in my batch. And this person, this major, he was just saying, chest number 1, chest number 7, chest number 11, and out of nowhere he said chest number 15. And I
That
don't
was
know
you.
how it's, I didn't catch that. It was just white noise to me. I just skipped it, because my mind thought, hey,
क्या
this
हो
this
गया?
can't
नहीं,
happen.
इसको
I
काम
mean,
नहीं किया.
this can't happen. So, and people were just sitting beside me. He said again, chest number 15. This time I heard correctly, but I was still like, no, no. The next time, the third time, there was person. He just pushed me. What are you doing? Go there. Like, I just got up, and the rush of adrenaline came and set in, and I was like dancing. Oh, and I went there. You are
You were
not supposed to
dancing.
do that.
You're not
A
supposed to.
caution. Of course, you are in the army. Like, you are going for the interview for the army. I mean, you are not supposed to do. So
And you would know that if you went for your classes.
yeah, of course. I mean, the
Like,
basic etiquettes and stuff, you have a different classes for that. So
you must have not attended that, obviously.
yeah, I mean, you know my story, right? Like 2 or 3 days, that's all. So yeah, for like, I mean, I got recommended. I ringed up my father, and I told him that, see, I got selected. Said, in
What was
what?
his reaction? Like, what did he tell
Yeah,
you?
he asked me that, in what? I said, in like, basically, I think I am going to join the NDA. He said. He didn't said anything for the first 2 seconds, and he was like, okay, now tell me the truth. Like, are
He,
you
he,
kidding me?
he did not believe you.
Yeah, he didn't, because he thought, like, are you kidding me? You went for the, I mean, college trip, and apart from that, he was just wasn't sure that with all the preparation I had done and everything, that shouldn't be the case. Me getting selected.
Right.
It took him 3 times. Like, he asked me 3 times, and finally he gave the phone to my mother to. He asked her, like, ask him again, like, what's he saying, like, I told my mother, my, like, I got selected, tell my father. My mother confirmed the same, and he jumped. He was so elated that finally, yes, he's not kidding. And then, like, I finally got recommended, and I mean, there were these medicals. uh, I got a temporary rejection for my flat foot, because in the Indian army you are not supposed
Oh,
to. Yeah,
you they did not they rejected you because of the fact that you have.
temporarily. So they gave me like 40 days to, like, do some exercise or something, just recorrective measures or something, for the 40 days and then come again for your medicals.
Right.
So I came home and I was like a superstar, but in the back of the mind, I knew that I am temporarily rejected. But then again, I have to
You were the college ka
cleared the.
hero. You must be
Yeah,
the college hero
yes,
because you joined the
yes,
army.
definitely. So I came in and I was like, people were so like all those teachers who were like, "Where's Vicky?" and all. They were like, "Okay, this is why he was not attending the college," and I gave them the proper answer because of my like
Right.
result. So it was a good 2 3 months. I was a superstar in my college because I was the only one, and
Hero.
even the director called me up and he said that you literally made us proud, and we are so happy that you will be joining in.
Right.
Also, I mean, good luck on your journey. And in that process, in those 40 days, I was also doing all these exercises, all these physiotherapies for my flat foot. So finally,
You got
I
it.
got in. I cleared the medical, and then I was waiting for the final merit list. So basically, the merit list is prepared by the UPSC. So I mean, I was just sitting. It was like 10th or 12th of December. I was just sitting with my parents, and we knew that in half an or 1 hour, we'll get the results. And
Right.
then came 246 rank. I was just searching,
And
and there
246.
came 246 Vicky Singh
Vicky Singh.
and 0463742. This was my. I mean, you can still find my name on the if you just type to 2016, and it's still there my result. And I
Mhm.
was so elated that finally I'm going to go for to join the Air
The
Force.
NDA.
Yeah, basically the NDA, and then uh, then came 26th December. I finally joined the NDA, and in the
What
starting
was
it
it
was.
like there? I mean, you must have had a tough time adjusting to, the rules and the regulations over there because you have to live a very you need to live a regimental life, as they say, right?
So yeah, all these things I did in the SSB. It was like, okay, we can ignore this because of course he's going to learn these things in the SSB in the NDA,
Right.
but they can't ignore this in the academy. So I got a lot of brunt for all these things in the starting. The first term uh, was the toughest term for me because I just didn't. I was a rebel kind of a person, and there were
The
so
army is a
many.
rebel.
Yeah,
You must be
I was
getting
a
a lot of
rebel in.
punishments for that because, uh, like you can't not listen to them, right?
Yeah, so basically, I didn't know that. So
Of
you
course,
have to obey.
of course.
I didn't know that. I said I'll be a rebel, and I paid the brunt. So in the starting, it was kind of difficult for me. All these physical tests, I was not in a good shape. I was just, I mean, more than healthy, and to go there, you have to be fit in a sense that you should at least pass all these tests
Right.
in all these terms, like
You were
first term,
12
second term.
kilos more than you were supposed to be. You said 12
It was
kilos,
around like 75 kgs or something, and I
and you
was
were supposed to
supposed
be
to be six.
63.
Yeah, something like that. So like 10, 12 something here and there. So yeah, I mean the first term went I mean not that great, but all those punishments, I mean that's I mean like whoever from our college at Ashoka is seeing this, I'll just say that all these semesters, which are like online semesters and all these assignments and everything which we are seeing, and of course it's affecting our mental health. And of course there are times we are very much down because of these things, but I'll just say there's a famous quote like this too shall pass. So
This too
that
shall
was my
pass.
mantra. Yeah, that was my mantra. I mean, at 3 a.m in the night I would know that I have to get all this punishment from a senior, and they can give me all this punishment till 6 a.m in the night, in the morning, but
Not
I
more than that
knew.
because you have to attend classes and all.
Yeah, so I knew that in the classes I'll sleep.
You knew that this punishment will not last forever, and that's what kept you
Yes,
going.
that's just part of life. That's just part of training, and
But
this is temporary.
right, but
Nothing is permanent.
did you
Everything is
did you
temporary.
feel like the NDA made you a better person?
I'll be a not I'll not be a judge of that, because uh, I cannot be sure of that. But to be honest, I've learned a lot of things from the NDA, which I'm thankful for. Uh, which can be
Tell
seen
me a
with
few
the
things.
work I do, with
Yeah, yeah.
the study I do, with the relationship I have with people around me now. Everything, I mean, it's all these things, like me studying for the IIT, me playing, or me, my time in the NDA. All these things have made me the person I am today, and
Right.
I'm really grateful for that. So yeah,
Did it improve
definitely.
did it improve your work ethic in any way? Like because you had to be
Yeah,
when they said you have to be up at 6 a.m., that means it's
yeah.
5:59, not 6.
Time management is the first thing I had learned in the NDA,
Oh,
because
time
if
management
you're
is
not at time,
the worst thing. I cannot manage my time at all.
I mean, the last semester I was traveling, like in Ashoka, like I was traveling, I was doing a job, I was doing two internships with a semester going on, with an
A
online semester
job,
going on.
two internships, and school at the same time while
Yeah,
traveling.
yeah.
Are you kidding me?
For 4 months, basically the whole semester. So I was able to do that because of time management. Because even if I am traveling, I know that all this stuff is going on in my mind. All these calculations are going on. It's not like I'll forget.
That I have to
I'll
do this.
figure out some time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like some time in my day I
So
have to dedicate it to this, and
yeah,
you just divide that perfectly, I guess.
yeah. I mean, I knew that I have to figure it out, and I know that there were two things I had learned: hard work and time management. That of course you are going to time manage, but it's, you just make a timetable and you just don't follow it. I mean, what's the point of it, right? So I didn't make all these physical timetables, but uh, I worked for it also, that I knew I have to do this.
Right.
And that's how. So yeah, these things definitely helped me to do good, decent in my semester, or let's say in my, uh, basically in my job and stuff. I mean, yeah, definitely, the NDA, the my time in the NDA has definitely helped me a lot. So that's it.
You had to drop out of the National Defense Academy
Yeah.
because of a reason. What was that reason?
So yeah, I mean, the reason
In your
was
last
I,
semester, that too. You had to drop
yeah,
out in your last semester. What was the reason?
yeah. I mean, I was basically I was in a horse. I was preparing for a test, riding test, and I one in like before an obstacle, the horse just stopped, and I was in there, and I just
The
fell
horse
on my
flung
knee.
you in the air because it didn't
Yeah,
cross the obstacle. It
yeah.
just stopped.
Like he just stopped. He just stopped. So if you like the horse is coming, let's say 100 kilometer per hour speed, and
Was that fast?
because he is literally galloping, the
Is he,
horse
is
is
he that
galloping.
fast? 100 kilometers an hour
I
per
mean,
hour?
I'm not too sure,
But
but
it was pretty
I
fast.
think it should be. I think it should be, but I'm
Okay.
not sure. But it's quite fast.
Okay.
So yeah, and the horse just stopped for I don't know what reason, and I was just, I mean, if you are like, it's basic physics. I just got flung in the air, and I just landed on my knee, and I tore my knee ligaments. It was a permanent injury, so they told me that I have to leave.
Right. You have to, you
So
have to, you have to what?
leave, basically the training. I won't be able to continue.
You have to withdraw from the NDA in your last
Yeah,
semester.
yeah.
That that must have been devastating for you. Like you worked for something for 3 years and then just
It
you were,
was.
you were in the last, like the last stretch, and then you had to stop.
Yeah, I mean, that some things are like I'm too stubborn to accept, because I know that for me it's not, again, it's not about the end goal, and it's always about the journey. I was grateful for the time I had spent in the NDA, to be honest, and whatever was thrown at me back then, I was actually okay with it, because I won't even say I was okay with it, because still now I have not processed it, because for me it's like if you're done with something, you move on to the next thing and you work hard for it.
Like you have
So
badminton, IIT,
yeah,
MBA, and
yeah,
then you work jobs, and then now you join
yeah,
Ashoka.
yeah. So I mean, just after leaving the NDA, I was too sure that okay, this is done. This is done and dusted. What's next? I'm grateful for this. I have, okay, shit happened. What's next? That was my thinking.
Right.
And I came home, and for 2 days I was
Just
sunking, like I was on in bed for the whole time. The third day I got up, and I was just, what can you become after 12th? What can you do? So I was literally googling, uh, so the Quora, one of the person told me that you can be a pilot, you can be a this, and I said, okay, I can do this, I can do this. So it was, I mean, I was like literally, I didn't had anything back then, back in 2019 August, not August, but June or something. And then I told myself that uh, this is not going to stop me. I'll make something of
right.
myself. So I had like to I had like, basically I was preparing in the meanwhile. I had like 2.5 years from the GNU. Like while in India, you prepare in the GNU,
Hmm.
like you do your academic
Jawaharlal
studies
Nehru
in the GNU.
University.
So I was doing my bachelor. Yeah. So I was doing my bachelor's from there,
Hmm.
and I had like 2.5 years of mark sheet from there, and uh, I thought that I can get this degree transferred to a different university. In the middle, I
But you
had
couldn't.
out of
They just didn't let you,
that
right?
comes next. That comes next. I mean, at that point of time, I thought I could, and I got a good, like more than a lakh scholarship from CFA Institute. I thought that I can be a CFA.
More than a
So
lakh.
yeah, so I didn't even know what's an SOP is or something. I like, oh, tutti frutti English mein, I just wrote down the whole thing. Please give me a scholarship or something. With my this phone, I was like, okay, please give me a scholarship. But yeah, please do that. And CFA I got to know from Quora, that okay, there's this thing called CFA, and I just researched about it and I thought, okay, I can do this.
Can you please tell the
I
audience what
like
CFA means? Like, what does CFA mean?
chartered financial analyst. So basically, yeah, it's a commerce background. You are like,
Right.
uh, I can't give you the whole definition because I didn't pursue it. I mean, literally, I got okay CFA, and I can even tell you the full form because at least that I know. But that's
बस
about it.
उतना ही
I
आता
just
है. Yeah.
बस इतना ही आता है. So, and I was also, I got to know about CAT,
Right.
Common Aptitude Test, and
That is for
it's for an MBA. So
MBA.
basically, if you want to go for into the IMs or different other university, private university, you have to go through the CAT.
That. But
So
I'm made aware that you actually got into IIM Cozy Code and
yeah,
some other
yeah,
very good universities for the
yeah. So
MBA.
I mean, FMS, and I'm Cozy Code. I got like call letters and everything, and it was in the middle, like while I was preparing for CAT and everything. I didn't knew how to approach it. My mother came to me and she told me that do whatever you want to do. I'll be here for you. She like she uh, she went to a that Muthoot Finance, and she just got a loan from there based on the whatever gold she had, and it was a fifty
She
sixty
gave her
thousand.
jewelry in
Yeah,
exchange for money.
yeah, yeah. She took the money like 50 60,000, and she told me that okay, uh, just join your uh, coaching institute and everything. I was like, okay. And the pressure was there. Like I had like 2 or 3 months, and before this, I didn't even knew what CAT was. Can you relate? Like for the ND written exams, I didn't knew, and even for the CAT, I didn't knew, and I just prepared for it. And I had got a few calls like Indian Institute of Foreign Trade and all these other colleges. But my as it turned out. my degree did not get transferred because of UGC mandate. It was a technical
So
thing. They
you
told me
like
that,
you couldn't
yeah,
transfer degrees. That means
yeah,
you did not get an undergraduate
yeah,
degree.
yeah. So in one place I had all these call letters, and the other place I was just 12th pass. So
Damn, the Oh my god, I don't even know what to say. Like, was it a legitimate reason that you didn't get an undergraduate degree?
I mean, yeah, they are like, there's not a proper system, there's not a proper channel to
So that means
facilitate us
after 4 years of doing all of this, you had to start all over again
again.
from
Yeah,
your 12th grade.
yeah. I mean, and Ashoka, I mean, I was not sure that I was just got so much frustrated, and I didn't had anything. So in the month of January, I told to myself that I want a laptop, uh, and I thought like, how do I get it? I mean, I can't ask my mother again or something, and my sister, of course, I can't ask. So I don't want it to pressurize because she was the person. Because my father got a heart attack back in 2018, he was not working, and so she was the sole member of my family, and I just couldn't ask her for that. So
Is
I
he
got
okay
an
now?
internship in
Is he okay?
urban company.
Is he okay now? Your father?
Yeah, he's okay. He's okay, but
Thank God.
he's at home. He's resting, and yeah. So yeah, so I joined urban company. They were paying me like it was an internship. They were paying me around 15 to 20,000 something. So I, because of my medical reasons, I couldn't travel and stuff. I couldn't go to the office because
Your
the injury
ligament
was
tear
still fresh.
because of the
Yeah,
horse, right? Yeah.
I had to drop out from that internship. Then again, in the month of March, I used to go. I joined an internship again because I thought that I'm okay now a bit. So
Two
I
internships.
used to,
You did two
yeah,
internships at the same time.
no, the other internship.
Oh,
So urban company, I left it,
couldn't do
and
because of the traveling.
yeah,
And the next internship was
in the month of March, I like in the not in the month of March, but towards the February end, I had joined this other internship wherein I was supposed to uh, go to these gyms and ask people to download the apps.
hmm,
That was my job, and I was okay with it because I needed the money, and I like it was good money. It was around 20 to 25,000 something. I did for a month. I did the internship, and I had to drop out again because uh, I wanted something permanent. Reason being, just got to know that I can't complete my degree
right.
and I can't go for an MBA. So I don't, I wanted to help my family out. So I got a job in an MNC called ByteDance. It's a parent company of TikTok as a content developer in mathematics. So maths has always been,
Math saved you again. Math
yeah,
saved you
yeah,
again.
yeah. So I got a job basis that, and I got a decent like 30K something job, and I was like, okay, this is something. And I bought up my first laptop after like in the month after like 3 or 4 months. Like it was not basically it was on loan, like 25K down payment and everything, and then you add all these EMIs. But I was sure that I'll be able to pay, and I got got my first laptop, and I mean it was quite costly because it was like 75K or something, and
75,000.
yeah, and
But you must be loving the laptop
yeah,
more
I
than your
mean
life, because
that's
first of all you bought this with your own hard-earned money,
yeah.
and you must be feeling very proud that you could achieve that.
Yeah, I mean, at least I don't know about feeling proud or something, but it was just that I didn't pressurize like whatever she has done. I didn't pressurize my mother
Hmm.
for the thing,
Right.
and that's just I'm grateful for. Like
Then
till now, whatever I'm doing along with college, at least I don't like my parents. I don't have to ask money to them. Like, so that was just
Financial,
nothing.
you're completely
Yeah,
financial and financially independent right now.
yeah, yeah. Right now, like for the past 1.5 years, I am. Yeah,
So, after joining college and
yeah,
doing 4 internships, like 3 jobs, like you said,
yeah.
it must be
So
taking a
I
toll on you.
mean, at some point, it did, but
Time management.
my time. I mean, not time management. It's that zeal to not give up.
Cannot give up.
I mean, one thing the army has taught me is not to give up.
Despite
You move on from
want
one thing to the other, to the other. Just keep running, keep running, keep running. You just don't stop. Not at all. And that has what kept me going on. And to be honest, I mean, I might be like running blindly, but I'm just happy that I'm going somewhere.
that's
And
that's an amazing
yeah,
statement. That damn. But this was like, for me personally, like I feel like I'm in a bubble. I haven't seen what it's like to have problems. And I think most of us have, gone like, are still in that bubble, that we're getting everything on a platter, but we don't know what it's like to actually get that thing done by yourself. See, right now, if I want a laptop, I can just ask my parents, okay, Papa, my laptop is spoiled. But, and he's going to say yes. He's going to say yes, okay, get a new one. But I don't know how I myself would go and get that laptop. And that is something that I really, really respect about you, is that without a lot of help from your parents, you are, you know, carrying on with life, surviving, fighting every day so that you can get what you want to. And of course, like starting college after going through 3 years of college, starting from the same place again is not easy. Like I want to stop going to college now, because it took so much. It took like a lot of effort to, you know study and like, do well and stuff.
yeah.
But now I know
Kush,
what it's like
uh,
to.
I'll say one thing. I'll say one thing. Uh, it's okay to be privileged. I don't know what they are saying out there, or anyone is
Right.
saying. It's okay to be privileged. What it's not
It's
okay
okay to
is
be. I'm sorry. It's okay to be
it's okay to be privileged.
to be privileged.
That I mean, it's not your fault that you are brought up in this well-to-do family, that you have got everything on your platter.
Right.
I mean, there will be people
Who
who
are more
are
privileged.
have more than you,
Exactly.
and there will be people who have less than you. They'll all like life always have these balances. I mean, if you see Ratan Tata, or if you see Bill Gates, or if you see Sundar Pichai, and you will see that, dude, the life they are having, their kids are having. And then you go on the streets and there's a person who is just living on the street.
Hmm.
So th- there's a quiet distinction, and then you are in the middle.
Right.
So there'll always be people above you and below you. It's not about having that privilege.
It's
For
about
me, it's
it's about
about,
what you do with it, right? It's about what you do with what you have.
yeah, of course. I mean, at the end of the day, even if you have got privilege, we have seen Anil Ambani that he had everything,
But he
but
lost
he
all.
just lost it. He just gave it away.
Right.
So it's, at the end of the day, even if you have all the money in the world, it's easy to just run out from all of it, basically run out of all the cash,
Right.
because I mean, you can just spend it uh, like that, basically. But to just maintain that money, you have to take initiatives, you have to do hard work, and that's not easy.
Run blindly, but go somewhere.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Don't stay there. Go somewhere.
of course. See, if a person who is a CEO of a company, and if you think that this person is so much privileged, the kind of pressure he is in, the kind of effort he has to do to just maintain that,
Is
money doesn't grow on
money?
tree,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And then you see that there are people lying on the streets, there are people in Bihar, like I'm from Bihar, they are, my cousins are not doing the effort. I know for sure that uh, like times are tough for them, everything,
Mm.
life has not been fair, but you have to do your work, you have to strive hard for it. I mean, nothing will come, actually nothing comes on the platter.
Right,
You are just seeing from your frame of reference,
right,
it's just that. So for me, yes, I could have, after India I could have chosen to just sit back and relax. I could have just gotten into some of DU college, and I just spent the 3 years, or I would have just relaxed or something, I would have done something. I didn't. I'm striving hard, I'm doing again. It's because I have to take these initiatives to go somewhere. Yeah,
right.
like I said, just to reach somewhere. So of, even if I'm not privileged, I have to take these initiatives. And even if someone is privileged, they also have to take the
Right.
initiatives. So I don't think there's anything wrong with being privileged. There's nothing wrong in that.
Mm.
And that's for me to think of.
Right.
And because at the end of the day, it's your life and you have to do stuff to keep it running. And that's what I'm doing. I mean, I really don't know where am I going, but
I'm going somewhere. At least I'm going
I'm
somewhere.
I'm thinking objectively, because I have to do this job because I need to get money. I'm doing this internship because I need to get experience. So I'm taking all these initiatives. I don't know really where I'm going. And the other thing is, I can just sit back and relax. Then I can cry and say, "See,
I'm
uh,
not
I
privileged. I
don't
don't have the
have,
privilege that other people
I
have.
don't have the privilege." But at the end of the day, life is not fair, and you have to.
You know that. Yeah.
Yes, there can be a head start. When you talk about privilege, there's a head start, but you don't have the head start, that's okay. But at the end of the day, you have to take the initiatives, you have to do, at the end of
Right.
the day, you have to do the work, get what you want.
On that note, I would like to end the podcast here.
Yeah,
It was longer than I expected it to be, but definitely worth it. Like I could watch this podcast over 10 times. And I would just like to tell you that having you here was an honor. Like, I mean, I was in a bubble before this. And I know that now that I'm a little aware of what's going on outside my bubble, I know that I have to do something about it. And thank you for making me feel that way. And
yeah.
it was an honor to have you here. Thank you for joining me.
I'm really glad that you asked me to come here and talk about my story. I'm not the person who actually talks about myself that much, and
Yeah.
and
I'm
I
glad that
mean,
I was the person to
just
bring out your story. I'm actually glad that I did that.
yeah. Yeah. I'm like, thank you from my side to having me.
You it was an honor.
Yeah,
And to everyone who is watching this podcast or listening to this podcast, thank you for listening till here. It was a very long one. Thank you for watching this conversation or listening to this conversation, whatever platform you choose to stream it on. And stay tuned for more episodes. Don't do
yeah.
Kush. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.